Hey! 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 I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Austinator and Friends Talk Pop Culture. Today, we got a lot of stuff going on today, so why not introduce our guests? First off, let's introduce Jonathan Talks. How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good, and I'm just gonna let you know if you want to talk real pop culture, we could talk real pop culture because I have some opinions on pop culture. All right.
Oh boy.
All right. So let's if you say pop culture again, you might trigger some sort of mental attack in my body.
Yeah, I probably will. So I should probably.
You're gonna trigger an aneurysm. Quiet. You're gonna trigger an aneurysm. All right.
Yeah, I should probably keep my ass quiet.
Oh, by the way, Joe Biden's a pedophile. Just let you guys know.
Here we go.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I knew shit like this was gonna happen.
I'm kidding. Bring in the next one.
All right, coming in next, we got Angry Care Bears. How's it hanging?
It's hanging. I don't know what to say without going into depth with things.
Yeah, it's.
Oh well, here's our opportunity.
I'm not gonna get political like Jonathan. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. Joe Biden is not a pedophile, guys. All right. I shouldn't say that kind of thing because I don't want to be the victim of an untimely suicide or unfortunate bus accident.
Oh God! Damn it. Oh no!
So I'll go with the narrative and say that he's not a pedophile.
All right. You know what? Last but not least, Jerry.
Well, he's certainly not least. I mean.
Well, you know what, Jerry?
Good evening.
Jerry, can you change your profile picture, please?
What? Why?
I was gonna say we're about to bring in the elephant in the room, but actually it's a monkey.
Hell yeah!
The screaming baboon. I don't know monkeys, dude.
Oh, it's already a great start to this episode.
I got something.
I mean, that works.
There you go.
That works.
Yeah, that's better.
That works. All right, I'm gonna put a picture of a femboy as my picture.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you sure love them, don't you, Jonathan?
Oh, I have a better saint picture. Look at this.
Okay.
What's that?
Why do you have so many pictures?
This dude's bald as fuck.
Yeah, shut up, Gary. Yo, Gary, if you don't stop talking, I'm about to come over there.
About to do nothing.
Yeah, I am. I'm about to come to your house.
Bald-headed ass.
I'm about to come to your house.
All right. Before we
This is already getting off to a bad
come in
start.
your mouth.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What did you say?
I don't remember.
Wait, hang on. No, hold on. What did you say?
All I'm saying is, Jonathan wanted to smoke.
Oh.
Oh God! All right, we're already in a bad
Here
way
we go.
here. We're in a bad way. Jerry, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Where can they find you at?
I don't know.
Probably at the local McDonald's.
Oh no.
That's fucked up.
It is, but I'm expecting you to throw some effed up stuff at me. All right.
I mean,
You better start.
I don't really know. I don't want to trigger anything from the past couple days.
Oh
I don't want to set up and make a mental breakdown or anything, so
Oh my God.
I'm gonna refrain.
No, like talk about your channel. Like, what you got going on over there?
Absolutely nothing. It's just old videos. Might do something. Maybe, probably not, but
Hey, we got to get on the league play grind on Call of Duty, bro.
Stay tuned.
Get some videos. I can
actually,
carry,
Austin.
I can carry you.
I have a question to ask you. Okay.
Oh.
My question is, how do you deal with life in a political climate where pedophiles run the world.
Deep. Okay.
Oh well, that'll be saved for another live stream.
That's a discussion for
All right.
another
Anyway,
time.
so you're gonna ask what's going on next, boys?
Jonathan, tell everybody where they could find you at in terms of your channel or.
Well,
anything you wanna plug.
I'm happy that you asked me that because I love to talk about myself, and another thing I like to talk about myself in regards to is my massive amount of modesty and humility, and I just want to let everyone here know that I'm the most humble person in this room right now, and I've never met anybody as humble as I am. So, but just to let you can find me at Jonathan Talks on YouTube. My content is not really about politics. Actually, people will think it is. It's not really about politics or pop culture. Although I'm starting to get into some. I'm trying to see if I can get into like talking about anime or manga or something. But usually talk philosophy and religion, stuff like that. I have some old videos of people debating on Discord about this stuff, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, just go check that out. And Jonathan Talks on Twitter. Send me a tweet of like a cute kitten or something. Make my day better.
Imagine having Twitter. God, you're brave.
I don't have to imagine it because I have it. And my humility outgrows yours by 10%. So I don't know why you're even trying to talk.
That's so brave. I had Twitter for like 5 days and I deleted it. It was awful.
I'm very brave. I mean,
Yeah,
I've never met
Twitter
anyone.
SJWs.
I've never. Okay, that's
He's a
okay.
K-pop stan.
So first of all, leave K-pop alone.
Oh,
He's one of those
no.
BTS stans.
boy.
I bought the K-pop killer in Dead by Daylight, so therefore I'm a K-pop fan now.
Oh god.
Jerry's just against Asians. He
Every
just
day
doesn't
we
like
stray
Asian
further away from
okay.
God.
Nope.
You know what? Actually, I am.
No,
Okay, matter of fact.
Well, you know what?
What?
Let's change the
How did
conversation.
we get
Alright,
here?
I'm stopping it. I'm stopping it now.
All right, anyway, so let's talk about what are we talking about first? Snyder Cut, Falcon.
First I was gonna ask Angry Care Bears where they could find her at.
Yeah, you're skipping
Oh
over
yeah,
me.
she's a woman, so I almost forgot.
Oh, I don't have rights. You
It's more
can
than that. You
find
don't have human
on
value.
my channel, Angry Care Bears, or on Instagram at TMK Sawyer. There you go.
Wait,
Apparently, I don't have enough time to talk because I'm a woman.
can I ask Angry Care Bears a question really quick? Angry Care Bears,
No.
did you get a permission from a man to speak?
Yeah, Austin.
No, I don't think you did. Well, first of all, it's debatable whether Austin's a man or not.
Oh, no.
Well, I take that with
Nah, I'm kidding. All right. Anyway, Snyder Cut, Falcon, Winter Soldier. Let's get into it, baby.
we are discussing
Global race war.
No,
That's gonna be for another show. That's gonna be for another show.
My bad.
yeah.
Wrong
I think
show,
for
Jerry.
maybe, I think for next, you know what? I think the next time we stream together, it's out. We got to do like a private stream, and we're only inviting certain people, and we're just gonna like talk like.
Oh no! If we're doing it, it's gonna be public. I mean, I
I
want
was say, why would you promote segregation?
Yeah,
What?
exactly. It's pretty racist. Aren't most of your viewers gentlemen of non-white race? I mean, that's kind of racist of you.
Well,
Oh
I'm just saying that because I know
Yeah. Your
how
voice
you,
cracked. You know I'm right.
I know how you guys can get. So I am just trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly as possible, and hopefully I don't get kicked off YouTube.
Austin,
Excuse me, I am
you're on an
very
ontological
non-political.
slippery slide. Okay, you're on an ontological slippy slide. And you need to stop.
Side. Excuse me, Austin. I'm very non-political. I think the one you got to worry about here is
All right, so which one are we
Jonathan.
talking about? Which one are we talking about? Which one are we talking about first? Snyder Cut or Falcon Winter Soldier? All right.
I feel
Alright,
like Falcon Winter Soldier is shorter if you want.
Yeah, let's do Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah.
All right, we'll talk Falcon Winter Soldier first, and then we'll get into the Snyder Cut.
I'm not gonna have much to say about this, guys. I'm just gonna let you know.
Well, yeah.
All right, well, first off, let's start with just the obvious question. What do you guys think of Falcon and Winter Soldier? Jonathan, since you have not seen the other the second episode, what did you think about it?
The first episode, you mean, or the second episode?
The first episode.
Okay. The first episode, it was all right. It was pretty good. Whenever I see Anthony Mackie on screen, I'm always reminded of that scene from 8 Mile where Papa Doc chokes at the end because he's he's the same actor from
I've
8
never
Mile.
heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch it, so.
Yeah, that's right. See, this is what happens when you let women talk. I mean, it's just.
Oh
it's just
my
no, I'm
God.
kidding. No, but I really enjoyed it.
Says the man who keeps rambling on about anything and everything to get Austin kicked off.
No, he's not gonna get kicked off. If anything,
You
he's gonna get kicked
just
off because of
talk.
Jerry.
I know when to be quiet, unlike you.
What did I do?
Yeah, Jerry, shut up. Anyway, so look, No, I liked it. I liked the first episode. I thought it was pretty. I mean, it didn't reach the. It wasn't as good as the first episode of WandaVision, but I guess it's an unfair comparison. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the opening action scene where Falcon is basically hunting down, or not hunting down, but trying to save this. What is it, like a lieutenant or colonel or something, or some army guy? He's trying to save him. I thought that was a really well done action scene. I really enjoyed it, which is weird because I usually don't like characters like that. I usually don't like characters like, even in X-Men, there's like characters who have like wings, you know, and I don't know. Usually it's not too fun to watch them like fly around, but I found it really interesting. I found it to be like one of the best action scenes with purely just Falcon, other than maybe, I think he fought Spider-Man in Civil War, right? Yeah, he had a brief fight with Spider-Man, and so I thought that was a good action scene. Yeah, so I like the action scene. I like the one thing I liked is I could see Marvel moving in the direction of a more of a character-centered thing. Like you see, it's almost like with Wanda, where you see that she in the Avengers movies, you see she loses somebody, but in the movies you don't really see how that affects her, which is probably the more interesting side of it. And that's the same thing for the Winter Soldier. Like he basically had no control over himself, and he would literally go and just kill innocent, well, quote unquote, innocent people who didn't deserve it, whatever. And we're actually starting to see how that has personally affected him. He has to go to therapy, of some sort. He also, I mean, at the end of the first episode, I believe he figures out that one of his like old friends, he actually killed his son. So I thought that was really powerful. I like the direction they're moving in, as far as I'm aware, with Bucky's character, because it seems like they're making it a character-centered show again, which is what I think made WandaVision so good. So I think if they could keep on that track, which maybe they did in the second episode, maybe they didn't, I think it will turn out to be a really good Marvel show. That's what I thought about it. So I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch.
We got Deshaun and Jaxlaw in the house. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming in. All right, Jerry. Now, just to clarify, you've seen the first 2 episodes, right?
I seen the first 3 actually.
Oh, you saw the first 3.
Yep.
He has insider access.
I know a guy.
All right. Well, tell me then, Jerry. What did you think of the first 3 episodes?
You know, the first episode, you know, a little slow. Okay, you know, I don't want to see what happens at the bank. All right, I don't give a shit. I don't like being at the bank, so I don't want to see what's going on at the bank. As for episode 2, pretty superb. Aliens, gargoyles, wizards, scarecrows. You know, it was great. Ginger girl, you know, little freckles on her face. That was cool. And as for episode 3, it gets pretty crazy. Okay.
There's episode 3. I missed 3.
Yeah, they essentially have a political witch hunt because it turns out that Sam actually flew.
Nope.
He backstage. He got backstage.
So Sam flew to Epstein's island.
No. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to the bathroom. All right, to express my humility. So I'll be back.
Oh my god!
What the hell?
I really doubt that's what episode 3 is, despite the fact that I didn't watch it.
Imagine.
However. Oh
well,
my
Epstein's not dead, so he could pop up.
Oh no!
We need to have a conspiracy theory podcast. That's what we
do.
It'd be pretty crazy when you see the Clintons show up in episode 4.
What? There's an episode 4?
Oh my god, you didn't even see episode 5 yet?
And the Winter Soldier randomly dies from a suicide. Even though he was shot in the back of the head somehow.
Twice.
That's what happens when you come out against the Clintons, you know?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Captain Clinton and the Winter Soldier.
Well, I guess that's the next episode of this show. We're just going to talk
spoilers.
Well, thank you for your insight, Jerry.
It's a pleasure.
Angry Care Bears, what do you like about it?
So, I watched the first 2 episodes. Sorry, I didn't watch the Epstein one. I'm a little behind, but The first one was, it's a little slow, but it was like building stuff up. I did like it. I did like what they were building up to and how they're gonna like explore how Bucky's doing after doing all that, which I'm very interested in. Episode 2 is pretty cool. How they're opening up other things. For the new characters, I like Torres. He reminds me of like the Peter Parker of the group, and I like that. And John Walker, U.S. agent. Okay. I'm gonna say it. I like him. You know what? Fight me about it. I like him.
Whoa.
Because
Somebody
like,
needs a can of kick ass.
all right, do it. Come on over. Anyway, there's a lot of people like they're overreacting about him. I think like there's just no. You haven't seen the Instagram comments I've seen, bud. Like they're going after the actor himself. Like it's just insane. And you know what? I'm the one giving him a chance because so far he's been kind of interesting, and I want to see what happens next. So yeah.
Very nice.
All right, we're not going to ask her any more questions, okay?
Shut up, Jerry.
Unacceptable.
Come on over and fight me then. You want to do it?
I'm going to send Captain America over there. Or whatever you want to call him nowadays.
All right, do it. I don't mind Captain America coming over,
Alrighty then.
It's a joke for legal reasons. That's a joke.
Yeah, overall, I've been liking this show. I actually like it a little bit more than WandaVision.
Okay, you want to fight me about it, Jerry? You go fight Austin.
See, Austin just has to disagree with what I say. He doesn't actually believe that. He just has to disagree with me.
WandaVision so far, but it's still
I'm
only
kidding,
episodes.
Austin. Yeah, you
I
can't really judge
know.
it so far.
Yeah, but like I like the action. It's been pretty good. It like this show has like Marvel quality. Like it has
Well,
like
I hope so. It's a Marvel show.
Like it's very high quality for what it is, and the characters are actually very interesting. Like the stuff with Bucky, especially in like episode 1, was like one of my favorite things about this show. Is that we see him kind of like they go down the road of more like PTSD.
Yeah, because he's having the nightmares.
Sauerkraut is like, I came in and the first thing I heard was for legal reasons. That's a joke. What the fuck is happening here?
Don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask at all.
You good?
What the hell was that?
That's my dog.
It's not your dog. You don't have a dog.
I mean, I call him that.
Okay. All right.
So Sam's stuff is interesting as well, but I do think he's not as interesting as Bucky. There are things I didn't really like in terms of like there's like certain plot points where I'm like that just didn't make any sense or really wasn't needed.
Go into elaboration.
All right, so the stuff at the bank doesn't really make any sense because number one, Falcon is an Avenger. He does not need to go to a bank. Like,
It kind of made that point too. That's the funny part.
it's like for whatever reason, it's like, oh nope, I'm gonna go to the bank for a loan. No, you could probably ask like Pepper Potts for a loan. I don't know. That'd make more sense. And I did not like the cop stuff because that also didn't make any sense. It felt
really weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like they couldn't.
They seemed like they just needed an excuse to have Bucky arrested so they can have the therapist. But I feel like, couldn't the therapist just have called him up and be like, "Hey, yo, get here"?
Well, and also they couldn't recognize that Sam was an Avenger.
Yeah, he's a little kind of famous. Not to mention, like, I don't know. It just seemed a little convenient that Bucky was there and the cops just kind of pulled up. Not to mention, I found it weird when he's like, "You're mandatory therapy, so you're getting arrested." It's like, unless this man's been like skipping out multiple times, which they never really mention, why is it one time he misses out, he gets automatically arrested? Like, hello? Warnings? Something? I don't know. I thought it was like one of those plot points where it's like, oh, we need them here, so we're gonna do this.
and U.S. agent. Now, with the helmet, he looks like he's the guy from Up. I'm not kidding. He looks like the old guy from Up.
Yeah, we know what Up is.
And he's an asshole.
If you know what up is, then you also know what down is. So sit down.
Yeah, my life's been going downhill for a long time. I know what that is. There's no ups here.
But the chemistry between Bucky and Sam is actually really, really good. Like, it reminds me.
You could tell they're best friends in real life. Like, it definitely shines through.
Yeah, the chemistry is great. I like that scene where, like, the therapy session, that was really good. And
yeah.
There's not a whole lot for me to complain about, but I guess that's what we'll get into. So we'll start with Jerry, and I'm probably gonna regret this.
Oh, God.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
Jerry, what did you not like about this show so far?
Everything. So I'll start. I did not like the part where. Wait for it.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm not ready for it.
No.
Okay, so you know how when they're both in therapy, right? And they're both, kissing up on each other. That made me uncomfortable. Okay?
Wait, has this actually happened? I'm sorry. Is this
No.
Like say that's me and Jonathan in that chair, right?
All right.
I don't want Jonathan in.
Oh God.
Now,
Whoa. What's the need?
Oh no, there was no need. I just wanted to
I wasn't gonna go anywhere with that.
Then why were you talking about it?
Yeah, you guys, honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with Jerry. You guys have your minds totally in the gutter here.
Oh,
For
I
real.
have my minds in the gutter.
I mean, he was clearly gonna say that his least favorite part of the show is where they went to Epstein's Island.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
The kids were running around, help me. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
No.
All right.
Oh no.
No, but on a serious note, go ahead, Jerry. But be sick.
Okay, so yeah, the therapy scenes just made me a little uncomfortable. Okay, and I thought the one scene. What'd you call me?
Do you think that's you projecting your insecurity onto the show because you personally feel like you need therapy in your life for your obvious mental and physical issues?
Maybe, most likely not though.
She said this is something we use in couples therapy.
I mean, pretty much. It was off-putting. Okay,
This guy Sauerkraut
was scaring me. Okay,
This guy Sauerkraut says no.
I'm scared. Us men. We're supposed to be scared of emotion.
What happened to Bucky's girlfriend there? The one from the first episode. She just kind of disappeared. She
she's not need a girlfriend when you're going to Epstein's Island.
Yeah, exactly. She got captured on Epstein's Island.
I think
she belongs to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh no, she looks a little older than 12, dude. She looks a little too old for him. Not gonna lie.
Wow.
So
but who's gonna look after the kids? Am I right?
But she's at least 18. That's way too old for him.
You're being ageist. It's so it's honestly disgusting. And people like this, Austin, I don't know if you want to platform these people, but these people need to be kicked off immediately.
Oh, you're canceling me?
Us older folks need some love too,
Yeah, exactly. Us older 18-year-olds need some love from 25 and 26-year-olds. I mean, 19-year-olds are just disgusting. I mean, why would you want to date a 19-year-old? I mean, just date a 26-year-old, and that will be your sugar mommy.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, all right. Jerry, is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Oh no.
God.
Other than that, I didn't really have anything bad to say about it, except for it was a little slow in the beginning. But I loved it, and I'm looking forward to you guys finding out what happens in episode 3.
The greatest review of all time. Well, thank you, Sour, because it truly is.
Jerry just gave a really in-depth analysis. Yeah, I agree with that.
Really? Yeah, that was really in-depth.
Let me just tell you what I like about it. All right.
You mean don't like?
Well, what I don't like and like about it. What I don't like is that Falcon went from rapping against Eminem to
What?
flying around in wings, bro. That's what I don't like. You know, he choked.
Oh
He
God,
choked.
what is
He
his
should be a
profile
failure.
picture? No, we're gonna ignore his profile picture.
Oh yeah, I already started mentally blocking that one out. I mean, yeah, no, seriously, like Anthony Mackie, you know, honestly, you know, I'm just gonna say it. You know, he lost to Eminem. He lost in at the end of 8 Mile, and he shouldn't be in Hollywood. I mean, that's what I didn't like. They should have a completely different. They should have Denzel Washington play the Falcon, all right, or Idris Elba, because he lost. He lost to Eminem.
No God.
No, I'm kidding.
That's enough.
I actually didn't dislike much of anything from. It was a little slow, maybe, but I didn't really dislike that. I guess that much. So I guess I didn't really dislike anything from the first episode. I guess you could argue it was a little slow, like because in the first episode, Bucky and Falcon don't even meet. You know, you would expect them to meet. Everyone is having too much fun now. Jonathan told everyone no. Wait a minute, I've been the one before. Me and Jerry are the soul of the comedy on this YouTube channel.
Because y'all are like, yo, let's talk about Epstein's Island.
I mean, yeah, I do dislike. I also watched episode 3. I didn't watch episode 2. I watched episode 1 and then I skipped to episode 3 to get more context so I could watch episode 2.
What?
And yeah, and there is
That's not how it works. You watched
right.
2 first.
There is a sex scene between Falcon and Kanye in episode 3.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna let you guys know that it's a pretty entertaining episode.
All right, if that's your thing, Jonathan, I'm not gonna
I'm
take
kidding.
it away from
It
you.
was-
I don't think you are.
It was
No.
a good episode. It was a good.
I don't
first
think you are kidding, Jonathan.
It was a good first episode. I didn't really dislike much about it. The only thing I might dislike, I guess, is that they didn't meet in the first episode, but so basically it's slow. But I didn't even really dislike that, to be honest. That would be a nitpick. I like the first episode.
all
That's
right.
how I feel.
All right, Angry Care Bears, what did you not like about Falcon Winter Soldier so far?
Alright, so it's a bit slow, I will say. You know, there's a lot of they're not doing a lot at once, which I do appreciate, so it's not overwhelming. However, I wish it speeded up a bit. The pacing is a little weird, but yeah, I mean, like, it's only 2 episodes. I can't really just say too much, you know. So yeah.
Alrighty then. Well, I guess we all basically.
It's only 2 episodes, Austin. What do you want me to do? Write a whole review on why I hate it?
Well, I mean, you could.
I could, but am I gonna?
I mean, you might.
Probably. I am kind of negative, but I'm not. I actually do like the show. It's just a bit slow, and I wish, like I said about the pacing, that's all really.
All right. Well, we basically said what we liked and what we disliked, so let's get into our final grades. Jerry, Angry Care Bears, you can start. What's your final grade?
Ladies first. It's a B+ right now because it's only 2 episodes. So I feel like it's either gonna get better or worse, depending, because shows can do that. But right now, I'd say a B+.
All right, Jerry, what is your grade?
Are we? Here. Let me put it this way, okay? For all the viewers out there, all right.
Oh.
My grade so far is an F.
Oh.
All right.
How come?
Because.
Oh God, no! Don't bring up episode 3.
Okay. No, actually, I loved the show. I'm giving it like a B+ right now. I wanna see it go a little further. Episode 3 and 4 are gonna be wild. You gotta see when Podesta and Clinton get caught inside of the pizza store. It's crazy. Okay.
We're on Pizzagate now. Okay.
Oh God.
It gets wild. All right. But
I
other
feel
than
like we're
that,
on a episode of InfoWars.
other than that, I give it a B+.
The government. 76 will commence again if you try to take our guns.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm kidding. Do you want to ask my grade, Austin?
Yes. What is your final grade?
Well, you guys are using letters, which is fine. You know, I don't discriminate against letters. I accept all letters, numbers, whatever. But I'm gonna use numbers. Okay. I said the first episode was a 7.5 out of 10. From what you guys have said about episode 2, I'll go tentatively, meaning it's open to change very easily. I'll bump it up to an 8 out of 10. I gave it like a 7.5 before. I'll give it the extra because you guys are the way you're talking about episode 2 makes it seem like it kind of picks up a little bit. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for now. When I watch the episode, the second episode, I'll have more interesting things to say. But other than that, I can only really analyze the first episode and the very little information that you guys have given me about the second episode. So,
all right. I'm gonna give the first 2 episodes. So I think I gave the first episode like a B plus, and I gave the second episode an A minus. So I'm gonna say B plus for now. But I do think that if the show continues on the trajectory that it's going on, it'll probably be better than WandaVision. Because I think there's just a lot going on, and just there's so much there that it's gonna be. I hope it's good. So we finished our Falcon Winter Soldier talk. Now let's get to the comments before we get into the Snyder cut. So we got Jerry, this guy's Captain. Okay. We got Deshaun, Jack's Law. He's like, he's weak. Why would you blame himself for that?
Is Deshaun? There was a Deshaun in our school, Austin.
No, it's not him.
That's not him.
No. This guy knows what's going on.
Yeah. Same to you, buddy.
You know, the midgets were crazy. Yeah, it gets dark.
See, he's seen episode 3. I can tell just by the way he's.
Yeah, Jack's already got.
I came in and the first thing I heard was for legal reasons. Wait, who said that?
That's when I said that.
Okay, I might have been going to the bathroom when you said that.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, you missed the greatest review ever by Jerry.
Jerry, you mean you got a fan club? We should start up John and Jerry Rambles again.
Oh no, you guys would get canceled thrown off of YouTube after one episode.
No, me and Jerry had a podcast.
You have the fucking FBI on you, dude.
We did. We had a couple years ago. I forget what year it was. Like maybe a year or 2 ago, we had a podcast called John and Jerry Rambles. We just go live on YouTube and just talk about social stuff in politics. And I debated this anarcho. I would go on with my Trump hat and stuff when I was still when I was still a Trump supporter, and when I wasn't self-conscious enough to not go on camera, you know. So, you know, it was pretty fun, and we got started back up. I deleted all the episodes off my YouTube, but we could do it again, you know, because he is so scary.
He gets no chances. Good characters, actor building, and therapist scene, but that was an easy tool. Weak writing. You got beat by the censors. Hit too close to home for Jerry and was hard to deal with. Sometimes the girls don't show up until the next show and must be replaced. Don't say that. Yeah, that should be a rule for this show. Don't say that.
No, you should get a clip where it's like that. I gotta find you a clip. So anytime Jerry starts talking, you play it.
What? You're trying to silence me.
Yeah, we're silencing you.
Just like fucking King Cuomo over here. Fucking Gestapo is gonna show up to my house.
The SS is gonna show up at your door.
Yeah. All right.
The squadrons are gonna show up.
Bro, the Einstaatsgruppen is about to show up to your house.
Oh god. All right. We're changing the conversation. That's next show, guys. Guys.
Unironically,
a house like the Taliban.
Guys, unironically, it was exactly 6 million people. It's fine. Let's move on. I don't want to get killed. So let's move on.
Sir, you better move on.
Oh man! All right, so let's talk about the Snyder cut. Now before we start, I gotta say one bad thing about the Snyder cut, that Amber Heard is in fact in it.
Boom.
That was not cool.
Indeed, she is in it.
Yeah, and she didn't die. However, when she gets chokeslammed by Steppenwolf, suddenly I was rooting for the bad guy.
I mean, I'll choke slam her too.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? That's why I'm saying like
I mean,
Steppenwolf.
All
All right, Jerry.
All right, Jerry.
what?
Dude, this profile picture. Oh my gosh! I just
That's what I'm gonna do to Amber. You know.
No, God.
Wait, is that like a nozzle for like gas? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just making sure that was a nozzle for gas.
Oh God.
I mean, it
now-
could be used as a metaphor for other things, though.
Ah!
God. Oh man. So, all right.
Metaphors. That's right.
I've seen the Snyder Cut twice. I saw it
Oh.
by my own sum, and then I showed Angry Care Bears.
Yeah. You streamed it for me
So
because
you-
I'm too
so
broke for
you-
HBO.
So you took a whole work day's worth of hours to watch.
It really
Snyder Cut
is.
Twice. 4
Yeah.
plus 4 is 8, bro. That's a work day.
And then I watched a little bit of it on the Discord server that we are in.
Which
So-
nobody else is invited to.
Yeah, it's a private server.
Yeah, so that all you creeps out there, no, what's up?
So all right, so we'll start off with we'll start off with Angry Care Bears. What is your just thoughts about the Snyder Cut?
Hey, so despite being long as hell, that's not a huge plus. However, I did really like that it saved the movie, basically. Because whatever Joss Whedon did, I can't really say much about it because I didn't see it. But I've seen comparisons. So I can comment on certain scenes. And it's just in the original one, there's just so many unnecessary comedy points or dialogue that's just really cringy and doesn't belong. And I like that it's not just overly edited, so the scenes they're not as tension breaking, and it's just so much more acted, it's well written, it's shot a lot better, it's edited a lot better, and the CGI is 10 times better. It's just everything about it has just been upgraded, and I love that. Because one thing that was really distracting that I noticed from some things with the Justice League, and a lot of people were saying, is that they'll bring in their stunt doubles, or they'll have terrible CGI, or the whole Henry Cavill mustache CGI thing is very distracting because it's bad and obvious. So the fact that it's really them in the movie now and it's all fixed and stuff, I do appreciate that. So the movie, it doesn't take you out of the movie.
All right, very nice. Jerry, what did you like? What did you think about it?
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah,
It was too long
in
of a
fact
movie. Okay, way too long. All right, I got better things to do. All right, watch anime. All right, watch lolly porn. Okay,
Okay.
a lot of better things to do.
Is that really
Versus the
relevant at
Snyder
all?
No,
Hold on,
but
wait, hold on, Jerry. I don't think you want to say that unironically because lolly is with little kids.
It
fuck.
is.
Wait. Oh yeah. You see,
It
now
is.
we're gonna.
He did not mean that. He thought that he was just talking about anime porn. He was saying hentai. All right, he was not saying lolly.
No, maybe no. Okay.
What? Stop!
All right, Jerry, it's too far with the comedy. Too far with the comedy.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
So, what I liked about the movie, it improved upon everything. I just like what it did. I didn't get the sense of a garbage taste in my mouth. Okay. You know what I didn't like though? All the I didn't like the the cyborg garbage. Okay, I didn't like it. A lot of people liked it. I thought it was trash. Okay. I don't give a shit if he doesn't like his dad. Okay. Fuck him. Fuck him and his dad. His dad was trying to be nice, but no, he can go fuck himself.
Bro.
I hope Cyborg dies in the next movie. He probably won't though, because everybody likes him for some reason. And I hope they get a new Joker because
I thought the ending with the Joker, I really thought that was good because it saves what was ruined.
well, his lips made me uncomfortable. So.
Well, yeah, they did. I don't.
That's the point.
I think personally, Jared Leto has a potential. It's just whatever Suicide Squad was, it just blinded everyone of his potential because of how awful it was. But Zack Snyder is like clearly proving that he could be something.
Or nothing, because he's garbage. And you know, I don't ever want to see Zack Snyder make another movie again.
Maybe, who knows?
Wait,
That's
he
why
made the-
I'd like. Well, I'm just saying I'd like to see what Jared could do with good writing. I want to give him a chance.
Oh, so we're just giving people chances, huh?
Yeah, because
You
I'm
know,
not
maybe we
Twitter.
should've
I
gave
like giving
Epstein a
people
chance.
chances.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Let's give Osama a chance, huh?
No, okay,
No.
all right.
No, I won't.
Okay, all right. That's
Remember, I,
Highness, I'm sure it's not that noticeable.
All right.
That was cringe. Okay.
all right. We had to
Good
tone
movie,
it
though.
down a little
Good
bit.
movie though.
Nah, I'm just fucking with you, okay? It was a great movie. All right. Great movie. Too long. Somebody needs to fix it.
All right, Jonathan, what are your thoughts about the Snyder Cut?
Well, first of all, it's significantly better than the theatrical. If you haven't seen the theatrical, I actually recommend you go and watch it because you'll appreciate the Snyder Cut more if you have seen the entire theatrical. Because the theatrical is just garbage. I used to be kind of someone who thought Joss Whedon was a good director. I don't really think he's that good of a director. I think he's way overrated. I think there's so many there's so many Joss Whedon isms in the theatrical that don't fit in the DC universe. They kind of fit in the Marvel universe, but even there, they kind of don't fit. Like when Hawkeye in the original Avengers is making like a joke to this kid, and it's like a meta joke. It's like obviously trying to poke fun at the movie itself from in the movie, kind of almost breaking the fourth wall. I don't know. That wasn't a huge thing for me. First Avengers is a fine movie. It's just Joss Whedon's not a terribly or a really good director, in my opinion. So there's a lot of Joss Whedon isms in the original like comedy that just doesn't make sense, especially in the DC universe, because part of what makes DC better than what am I saying? Part of what makes the DC universe better, or not better, but different than the Marvel universe in general, is DC tends to take a lot more, at least in the movies and the shows, a lot more of a darker tone and a more like grimy, real, like you're kind of in the mud type of show or movie. While with Marvel, it's usually very uplifting. Even Infinity War, you could argue gets pretty dark towards the end, but we know all those people are going to come back anyway, right? We know that all those people are going to come back, so it's not really that dark, which is fine. Marvel does its thing. So when Joss Whedon implemented all that comedy in the theatrical release of Justice League, it just didn't make sense. And there's just things that, I mean, he goes so far for the comedy too. It's not even natural. So for example, 90% of what the Flash does at the end of the theatrical release of Justice League is saving the small little family and making jokes with the family. And like, he has to go behind their truck and push them out of the vicinity. And like, you're never introduced to any other people. It's just focused on this one family, and that family's not even in the Snyder Cut, which is great. That isn't even in the movie.
Yeah, fuck them.
And the comedy. So the comedy doesn't make sense. So what I'll say about and another thing, I'm starting off with the theatrical because you have to view it in that context. The theatrical felt too short. The theatrical was way too short. You could tell there's entire battles edited out of that movie, things that just don't make sense. For example, when they first resurrect Superman and Superman's standing in front of the monument and they're all about to kind of fight him and try to get him to his senses, all of a sudden you just see the warp thing in the background, and then they say, oh, Steppenwolf got the mother box. Like, what do you mean? There's no battle there. The Flash doesn't run over there. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It's just there's so much missing.
So yeah, there's a lot missing. So it was a theatrical release was a bad movie. It was like a 5 out of 10 at best. Bad movie. I was so disappointed with it. But with the Snyder Cut, one more thing about the theatrical. The theatrical also DC's doing it in the reverse of Marvel. Marvel did it. They have single movies, and then they brought it together in the Avengers. DC's kind of doing it a little bit backwards, where they have the group movies first, and then they sort of branch out and are now doing more of the single movies, which I kind of like. I think it's interesting. But the problem is, in the group movies where you introduce these characters, you have to actually introduce the characters. So like Cyborg's character in the theatrical makes no sense. He just introduced out of nowhere. The Flash, I mean, you don't get any context to these characters and their motivations. You get like one scene with the Flash where he's talking to his dad, which is actually a good scene. But it's not even that big of a scene. You don't see anything with Iris. I mean, it's just the characters are completely like trash in the theatrical, and it sucks because they're all really good actors who fit those roles. So with Snyder's cut of the Justice League, I actually didn't agree with Cyborg as a character in the sense I didn't agree with his motivation for not liking his dad, but I thought that the technical side of it, them actually giving development to this character, even though I disagreed with it, made Cyborg a lot more likable as a character. It made him a lot more interesting as a character. Same with the Flash. They gave more context to all the characters and their relationships so that the final battle actually felt like it meant something.
It felt more real characters when you get their daily lives around, and then when you cut that all out and they just appear, it's like, why should I care?
Exactly, and that's basically it. So the Snyder cut was really well done. The even though I didn't agree with Cyborg's like philosophy or his view of life, which is fine, I can still look at a character and say, look, they're doing good character development, even though I might not agree with the character's philosophy, because he does turn around in the end and appreciate his father, which is good. So I like the character development in this Justice League. The CGI and stuff was all fixed up. And here's another thing with Steppenwolf, the same problem. With Steppenwolf in the original, first of all, he doesn't really look cool at all. The Steppenwolf is given no context. But in this movie, we actually get context to Steppenwolf as a character. We actually can understand why he's doing this, what his relationship with Darkseid is at the moment. And obviously he gets taken out at the end. So all the characters are more fleshed out and the action scenes are better. You don't get that stupid little family comedy scenes. All those comedy scenes are completely removed. It's a more dark, grimy setting in this movie, which is what DC should be about. And that's really the stuff I like. And it gets really dark at the end with that, like, what is it, after credit or ending scene, whatever it is, with the Joker and all that stuff, with the sort of injustice storyline. So it is a great movie. I didn't really like the Martian Manhunter thing. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I don't know why that was in there, but whatever. It was a great movie. And really, I don't have any actual problems with it. If this had been the one that we got in the theatrical release, the DC universe would be in a much better position than it is now. I'm just going to give you my grade now because I liked it so much. I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. The reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10, even though I like longer movies, I mean, this movie was longer than Schindler's List. I mean, it was pretty long. So that might be a little bit of not a drawback for the movie itself, but for people watching the movie. So I won't give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I'll just give it a 9 out of 10. It was a great movie. I think everybody should go and watch it. You don't even have to watch it all at once. You can watch like an hour here, an hour there, and you don't have to do it that way, but you can.
Well, there are parts too, so you can just like pick a different part to watch.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. And I think Zack Snyder gets way too much crap. I think Man of Steel was good. I think Batman vs Superman is actually a decent movie. I think Zack Snyder is a great director. He gets too much crap because people want Joss Whedon, let's be happy all the time. Let's make Joss. That's not what we want. So the point is that this movie was great. It was dark, grimy. It was what DC needed, and it's what we should have had. And unfortunately, Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide, and that's really terrible. That's why we didn't get the movie. So it's not Zack Snyder's fault.
Something I really hate is that he lost his daughter, and they just took the movie away from him. Like, that's just so like messed up. Like, I get that you need a movie out at a certain time, but I feel like if something like that happens, like it should be different. Yeah, that made me so upset when I heard that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
First off, what is up? What is up, Nick? How's it hanging? Can't wait for later on tonight when we talk about Invincible. It's gonna be fire.
I'll say really quick. I would definitely say that the DC movie that we got, the Snyder Cut, is better than the first two Avengers movies. I'll say that. I think it's better than the first two Avengers movies in a lot of ways. There's other ways in which it's not, but I mean, I think it's overall, I think you could argue it's better than both of the two Avengers movies.
Yeah, I could get that. I'm gonna second everybody here. I thought this movie was definitely a huge improvement over the 2017 one, because I've seen both, and I saw the 2017 one again before I even saw the Snyder Cut, and it's an entirely different movie. Like, they do reuse scenes from the Whedon film, but those are scenes that Zack Snyder actually shot.
Yeah.
Like, the scene with Barry and Bruce, where Bruce meets Barry, that was a scene that Zack Snyder actually shot. And
he just kind of ruined it.
yeah. But it's like, overall, it's like, this movie looks visually better. Like, the thing is, and I'll even say this with the 2017 Justice League movie, it's like, you had Man of Steel, and then you had BVS. And then if you watch the 2017 movie, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Because it is entirely different than what they established.
It's not even DC.
No. And it cuts so much out that it makes no sense. The 2017 Justice League movie is way too short. And like with Cyborg, there's no context to him. And I even say this is the issue with the DCEU as a whole. They didn't set up any of these characters from the beginning. Like, the only characters that were basically set up were Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to a degree. But let's think about this here for a second. Do you think anybody's going to know who Aquaman is unless they actually read the comics?
Oh, I absolutely do. Yeah, I think a lot of people know Aquaman. I would say you'd have a better bet with Cyborg. I think a lot of people wouldn't know who Cyborg is
unless you watch like Teen Titans.
Unless you watch Teen Titans. I think Cyborg is one that but I mean, you don't even need those other movies though, because if you actually think about it, you could Cyborg's story is very well, his kind of origin is very well told in Justice League. I don't even think you could really make a good Cyborg solo movie about his origin, because we've basically got all of it in Justice League.
Well, that's what they should have done with Cyborg anyways, because if you watch Justice League War, that movie was basically Cyborg's origin story. And that's what Justice League did right, and I like that. But with characters like Aquaman and the Flash, they should have had standalone movies first. Like, to a degree, most people would probably know who Flash is because of the CW show, but you still have to do something, because when you really think about it, it's like, if you don't watch the CW show or any of the cartoons or read the comics, you're not going to really have an idea who this character is. And it's kind of the same with... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I see what you're saying, but I think what I'm saying is you're trying to project Marvel into DC. I think, sure, it would have been cool if we had those first, but the way they brought these characters together in this movie, I think, and even partly in the Whedon cut, actually, which is interesting, I think it was fine in principle. I think just with Whedon, you just didn't get enough context to their stories, and the movie's 4 hours. And I think each character was given sufficient development to have them in a Justice League movie. I think the least of them is probably Aquaman. Like, Aquaman doesn't really get that much, but even Aquaman gets a good little development. I kind of like the reverse. I kind of like that it's going from group movies to individual movies. I kind of like it. It's kind of new and it's kind of original. And you might argue that the reason they did it is because they were rushing to make Justice League, which is probably true. But however they came up to it, I like the idea of them kind of going in reverse to what Marvel's doing, because I don't want to see another Marvel universe. I like Marvel, but I want to see something different. I want to see a dark, grimy DC universe, people getting killed, people getting actually killed. Different. That's what I want to see. I want to see reverse. I want to see something different than Marvel, because that's how DC is going to win. If the DC universe wants to overcome the Marvel universe, it's got to do something different. It can't do the same thing Marvel's doing.
If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, people are going to get tired of it, and it's going to be...
They already are with Marvel, to be honest with you. A lot of people probably already are with Marvel doing the same thing over and over again. That's why Marvel started doing shows and... later, Jax. Later, Jax. It was good having you on.
See you later, Jax, man.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, you were awesome in the chat. Sorry we didn't get to... Like, I was going to wait till the end to get to, like, the chats about the Snyder Cut, but... Yeah, no, you were awesome tonight, Jax. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Get lost.
Don't show up. No, come back. Always come back.
Damn.
Oh, look at Jay's new profile.
Oh. Damn. But no, like, I think what I meant, like, I'm not trying to do like what Marvel did in the sense of we have to have like not every character is going to have a standalone movie. Like Cyborg, in my opinion, is a character that you can't really do a standalone film because he's more a character that you would have to have in like a group movie, but with characters like the Flash and Aquaman, like the way they introduced Batman, even like you could still do just a BVS movie because when you really think about it, Batman's the only real person other than Superman and Wonder Woman that people will know. Like they'll know Batman like that. And it also helps that the last Batman movie happened in like 2012, 2013. So Batman's still relatively recent. So with Batman, you don't have to do an origin story. You could literally just have him do what he did in BVS.
Because everyone knows his origin. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Everyone knows his origin story. I get what you're saying. I definitely think I can see where you're coming from. I just think DC needs something different because DC, honestly, in my opinion, in terms of what I know about the comics, I don't read a lot of comics. I haven't really read much comics, but from what I know about the comic book universe and other aspects of the DC universe, I like DC a lot more, except for maybe X-Men. Like if you kind of section off the X-Men side of Marvel, I really like the X-Men side of Marvel, but the yeah, I think DC is cooking up in other areas, or it was anyway. Like the shows, definitely the animated stuff. I mean, the animated stuff DC's got. I don't know how they did it, but DC has a great animated, at least in my opinion, has great animated stuff. I mean, tons of content animated. That's way better than anything I've seen animated from Marvel. The only really good quote unquote animated thing I've seen from Marvel is maybe some of those old shows, but recently, like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
maybe it's about it. And that was an excellent movie, but it was about the only one.
And I would say like Snyder Cut also gives like great context to everything though. And I think like Steppenwolf is an immediate improvement. Like even in like the 2017 Justice League, we don't really have a motive for him. He's just like, all right, I just want the mother boxes for the mother boxes. Here he wants the mother boxes because he wants to unite the Trinity and bring Darkseid over to Earth.
Yeah,
and
because they could teleport him, right? They could teleport Darkseid quickly over to Earth.
And also, you know, the anti-life equation, which that was nice for them to bring that up.
One thing I loved was the gruesomeness of his death. I thought that was great. I really liked that.
I like that too, yeah.
And
then it's like we don't have to deal with him in another movie. He's already dead. We have new people to deal with.
I just like that they didn't hide it, you know, like things can get gruesome on the battlefield, and they didn't fail to show it.
Yep, I love that too. One thing I wanted to bring up that I didn't bring up.
It's rated R, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it is. I didn't know that, but I'm sure Austin's right. One thing I noticed was, or one thing that I really liked is every character definitely got their moment at some point. Even push aside the development part. I'm talking about like when they fight, they all seem to have, or they have some importance. Like you don't feel like there's any character except for maybe Aquaman. You don't feel like there's any character that's there that doesn't really do much. Like the Flash, I mean, did nothing in the original. I mean, he did nothing in the Whedon cut. I mean, he was just a comedic trash character in the original. And it sucks because I really like Ezra Miller as the Flash, actually. But in this movie, in the Snyder cut, he has the most important role because he actually I mean, the idea is that he that scene is beautifully shot, by the way. That scene where he's running and he's like reversing time, or however you'd put it, like going back in time.
I loved it.
It was great, man. And it also gives us a kernel of, not even just a kernel, it gives us such a more broad context for what we see in Batman vs. Superman when you see the Flash running towards Bruce and saying something from the future. And that ending scene also gives that context. So, because if you watch the original Justice League, they never even talk about the scene where the Flash in Batman vs. Superman, they never talk about the scene where the Flash comes back in time to talk to Batman to say something to him. They never mention it. And it's like, where is that going? And so it's like they actually gave it context and development with the end credit scene, or whatever you call it, where they're talking to the Joker and they're in the, you know, Injustice type storyline, and with the Flash actually going back in time. It actually makes more sense now, and we get more of an idea of what's going on there, and that's that's good. So the Flash had his moment.
Yeah,
Cyborg had his moment separating the boxes. Superman had his moment coming back to the Justice League and you know, basically pooping on Steppenwolf. You know, it's great. It was awesome. And it oh, by the way, in the original Whedon cut, when I'm calling it the Whedon cut now, that's what I'm calling it. When Superman comes back, he has this really corny line that it's like, I care about justice, and they're trying to harken back to like that Superman phrase. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was so stupid. It was so corny the way they did that, and they didn't do it in this movie. Pretty much all the stuff that I didn't like, all the comedy trash in Justice League is taken out in this movie. There's really no comedic moments in Justice League. Maybe one in the new one, not that I can think of, if you guys have any, but there really wasn't that much comedy in this movie at all, which is what I like about DC.
Like, I would say, like, everything just from beginning to end was, like, a huge improvement. Like, the stuff with Alfred and Bruce was even an improvement.
Yeah.
Like, the Flash was not an idiot in this movie. He was actually, like he still had, like, his comedic moments, but that, to me, is still Flash. Like, Flash is still, like, somewhat of a cheesy character, and they do that well. It's not like, you know, the Justice League where freaking Barry's tripping over his own feet, like 24/7, not knowing which direction's left or right, or like brunch, like the stuff, like that really bad comedy and stuff with Flash is gone, and but he's still a cheesy character and he's awkward, but I like that. Superman, I would have liked maybe a few more scenes with Superman, but that's more like a nitpick. Darkseid, you know, the addition of Darkseid was nice because even though he's not really in the movie that much, like his presence is still there. Like, you know, he's lurking in the background.
It's almost like how you felt about Thanos in the Marvel universe, like before he came in. Like, you always, at least if you were attentive, you would have known that like Thanos is behind the first Avengers. If you really kind of think about it, like Thanos is a big player in those movies, or at least he's someone in the background who like you know is going to come in. That's how you kind of feel. I think it's actually better the way they did it with Darkseid than with Thanos, to be honest. Yeah, it's awesome. I think at the end, didn't Darkseid say, let's prepare the old way, which was implying that they're actually going to fly over there to Earth? Isn't that or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, how far is Apocalypse away from Earth? Like, is it farther than Krypton is?
I would say it's like in another universe, kind of.
Oh, yeah, he's in a multiverse? Is that what you're saying? Like, he's in another universe?
Something like that.
I'm gonna get lost.
But like the villains were better. I would say like the characters were better. Like Ben Affleck was like another like huge, like, because I love Ben Affleck's Batman more than probably anybody's Batman. So it was really cool seeing him come back and actually be the character that he's supposed to be. Because
he didn't really come back to this.
Well, no, but I mean, like, he's actually like the Batman that we all want. Like, this is the Batman that should have been in the 2017 movie. Instead, he was like kind of like a Tony Stark like character.
He is a comedy character. Yeah, he is a character who literally was saying, yeah, I do bleed. And the really cringe moment where Superman's like, "Do you bleed?" It's like, dude, Joss Whedon. It's like Joss Whedon doesn't even care about the movie, and he's just like making fun of it, of Batman
pretty
vs Superman.
much. He just wanted the money, honestly. You know.
Yeah, I just don't like him.
Like the music, I would say is better. Like the addition of the nightmare scene, which is great because it ties that back into BVS because we got the nightmare sequence there, and in this.
Wait, what nightmare scene are you talking about?
The one where Superman kills Batman in the nightmare scene in BVS. And then like all those.
You're not talking about the character nightmare, are you? You're talking
no,
about just okay. I thought you were talking about the character nightmare, like the person that people thought was going to pop up in WandaVision.
But I would say like that was also great. Like even though like I'm still not big on Jared Leto, he was definitely better here than in Suicide Squad. I will admit that.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Like he actually does a pretty decent impression. I'm not gonna lie.
I just wish there was a way to get Joaquin Phoenix in, but it's just in a different universe. Just not.
I feel like it's just its own thing.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean I think we essentially talked about everything that we liked pretty much. So I mean I guess we could do the same thing what we did with Falcon Winter Soldier. We can just talk about what we didn't like. So we'll start with Jonathan, since you didn't really have much to really talk about. Like, what did you not like?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't necessarily dislike the Martian Manhunter thing. It just kind of didn't. Maybe I just need to rewatch it. I mean, it was all right. It was fine. I think the here's what I will say is So first of all, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is always going to kind of be weird. I think he's doing as best he can, but it's always going to be weird to me.
It's just he's miscasted.
Yeah, he's miscast, but hey, if he could probably make it work because he's definitely better in the end in this little.
Oh
scene
yeah,
than
I
is
thought
in the
he
other.
was so much better at the end because
He's more like
I
a
didn't
Joker.
like him in Batman v Superman. I thought he was like really cringy, but like at the end of this, I was like, oh, he's definitely playing.
But he's also more like a Joker. Like he was a lot
Yeah.
like a Joker in Batman vs Superman, which is weird.
Yeah.
So I like the. So I'll be honest, actually, I liked the original end credit scene from the Whedon cut, where he's like, "Why don't we just form a league of our own?" I like the way that, and then there's the music. I kind of like that dramatic, like setting stuff up, you know. So I'm forgetting exactly how it plays out in this. I don't think it does the same thing. He doesn't say that line, and it doesn't have that music. I don't think it's a little bit longer. You know, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it. It's fine, I guess, but not something I was overly enthusiastic about. Again, I didn't like Cyborg's like blaming his dad for not showing up to a football game when his dad is like doing science. You know, like what is his dad? I mean, if I was in that position, I would not go to my son's football game if I was working on top technology to like save the world or something that could endanger the world. You know, but I like the development. I just didn't like I'm not talking about the technical aspect of the movie. I'm talking about like if I was in that universe, I wouldn't agree with what Cyborg was saying. It wouldn't make sense to me. So that's another thing I didn't like. Honestly, there's really not much to dislike. I pretty much liked just about everything. So that's about it.
All right. Angry Care Bears. What about you? What did you not like?
Shoot. There are some scenes of talking where it just feels like it drags on a bit. There's not much I disliked, to be honest, just because like there's not much for me to compare it to as I didn't see the original. You know, I thought definitely it was like really long in some areas, and it just, I don't know, by the end it just seemed like it didn't want to end almost. But I thought it was just like really good. Like there's just not a lot I didn't dislike. And I feel like if I want to give like a proper like review on what I disliked about it, I'd probably have to go give it another watch. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
Like, the thing I would recommend you do is to watch the Justice League one first and then go and watch Snyder Cut again.
That's the thing. I don't want to watch the Justice League.
Well, actually, you know what? You know what we could do? We could basically just do what I did last time, and I can just show you what Joss Whedon did.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Don't do it.
Let's hear Jerry's thoughts because he hasn't talked.
You don't want to hear my thoughts, do you?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna regret it later.
I'm gonna regret it, but yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The movie was too long for me. Okay, I mean, it's not that it wasn't too. I don't know, because if it could be like 4 hours, it could be 6 hours, and I would watch it, but it just didn't keep me invested. Okay, there was parts in it where it just bored me. Like there was a part probably like halfway through, I fell asleep for like 20 minutes, and you know I felt like I didn't really miss anything. And I know damn well I didn't, because there's just parts that are just so boring. It's like, get to the fucking point already, okay? Like, yeah, I like all the, you know, how they improved on everything, and how, you know, especially with the ending scene, the family's gone, fuck that family, and how, you know, the sky was red in the Snyder Cut, and you could barely see it, or not in the Snyder Cut, but in the other one, and you could barely see anything, and it was like garbage. I like how they improved upon all that stuff graphically, but you know, when it comes to the story, there was aspects that I liked, but I don't think the aspects that I liked were really there until the end. The movie, the middle felt like filler.
Well, I'm not like I'll tell you. I'll ask everybody's final grades, like basically towards the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have a lot to really say in terms of negative stuff. Like, I didn't like the scene where Barry saved Iris. I think you could have cut that down a little bit because that did kind of feel a little cringy. especially where he's like brushing her hair and like he grabs the hot dog and like I feel like you did not need it to be that long of a scene. And there were points where I was like I don't know if I would say but it's more like there were points in the movie where I'm like the music score, that was what I wanted to get to, is like the music score. Like the music is great, but the fact that they kept reusing the Wonder Woman theme or the Wonder Woman hymn,
Yeah,
kinda,
it got
That was
so
crap.
annoying by the end. Like they played it so many times.
like the first couple times it was cool, but then like after
just-
that it was like, all right, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I also don't like how at the end they leave everything open ended.
Yeah.
Like I
Because
know,
they're
like
not gonna get a sequel, so it's like, what's the point?
yeah, exactly. Like I understand, like if they do eventually do one, because I know that there's this hashtag called Restore the Snyderverse, which we will get into like after we talk about this. But I just personally just don't like. I just don't think a sequel is actually going to happen, and the Flash movie is going to reboot everything. So by that token, there's no reason they're not going to do a sequel, or at least from what we know, they're not going to do a sequel. So the fact that you had Lex Luthor tell Deathstroke Batman's identity, which would set up a Batfleck movie, and then you had the Nightmare stuff, which that leaves it open ended, and then like the Martian Manhunter, like they should have ended it in a way where it doesn't leave stuff open ended. Like you probably could have edited like some of it out. Like I understand that's what Zack had planned, but don't leave shit open ended if you're not going to do anything else.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
No, I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a. I disagree with that. You have to understand, this is like for Zack Snyder, this is very personal. Like he wanted to get the movie. He barely did any reshoots. Like there was a couple minutes of new footage. There's not much new footage in this movie at all.
I also feel like he wanted to keep it open ending up for interpretation, maybe.
Well, I'm just getting at like the point of like he wanted to put his original movie out there, and if he cut out those scenes, it wouldn't fully be his original. So like,
right,
I'm happy that Zack Snyder got his movie. He got his movie out. That's not something that happens a lot when there's cuts and stuff like that. This is a very rare thing. If I was him, I still would have kept those scenes in, and maybe there will be a reboot the Snyderverse. It's always possible, although it's probably unlikely, unfortunately. So I disagree with you. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I understand. Like you're like, bro, we're never gonna get a Martian Manhunter movie. Like, why would you even put that in? But it's like you have to understand the context. Like at the time, Snyder was probably planning on doing a Martian Manhunter movie or a Batman movie or something. So it's a little unfair to Zack. You gotta understand, like Zack Snyder wants to get his movie out.
I'm not saying that's a huge problem for me. That's just more like a nitpick because you're leaving shit like completely open ended. Like I understand where you're coming from, and I agree. Like I'm glad he got his original movie, but the fact that but that's one of those things where it's like, do you really want to add those scenes in it?
He didn't add them though; they're just already in there.
Well, yeah, that's true.
As far as we know, they're already in there.
I mean, but even then, like I have nothing to really complain about. I mean, those are not really any.
Yeah, I would probably put that on a nitpick too. Like I even mentioned the Martian Manhunter. That'd probably be a nitpick too. Like especially because like no one cares about Martian Manhunter. Honestly, I don't think anyone really cares about him as a character. I'm sorry for all the Martian Manhunter fanboys out there who are just they have body pillows of Martian Manhunter. Asshole. But I mean, I guess he's good in Supergirl. I know it's not the same actor, but the character is good in Supergirl, I guess. But we all know Supergirl's trash. So
indeed. So let's get into our final grades. Jerry, we'll start with you. What's your final grade?
2.
Wow, that's really low.
2 out of 10.
Jerry has bad taste.
Nah. It was like a 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3? What kind of rating is that?
Well, what's so bad about that?
It's so bizarre. It's like 5
all right.
or 10, not 3.
I'll give it a 6 out of 8.
What?
All right, let's just leave it there. Go ahead.
Angry Care Bears, what's your final grade?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
All right.
Did you want me to elaborate or something? That was quite the pause.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I'm gonna
8 out of 10. That's
I'm
it.
gonna need some elaboration.
You guys still hear me good?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Someone's give me 1 second. You give yours, Austin. I just got a phone call. Hold on.
All right. Originally I gave it an 8.5, but I think I have to give it a 9. I just think it's just a complete improvement over 2017, and I like it more than some of the MCU movies.
I get that.
I'm back.
I mean,
camera, I think.
I would say it's better than Snyder Cut is better than Age of Ultron and the first Avengers, and I would even say to an extent it is better than Endgame if you're talking about it.
I'm gonna smack the fuck up out of you. You did not just say that.
Well, hang on. Let me explain. See, like with Snyder Cut, like in the entire movie, I was actually invested through the entire thing. Whereas with Endgame's a movie where you can really only watch once because it's more like a spectacle film.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I've watched it more than once.
Well, so I watched
and it loses.
times.
But Austin's right. It loses it's one of those movies that like it since it's like a film that needs to be contextualized so much. It's really a one-time watch, honestly. And then it's almost like the movie The Sixth Sense. Like you can watch it like 2 or 3 times, and then it's just like it's not really fun to watch. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess Endgame has. I think Endgame you could rewatch it like 4 or 5 times, and you'll probably still enjoy it. The action.
And in whole honesty, like the only thing I really rewatch from Endgame is the last hour, because that was.
I'll be honest with you, the action scene in Endgame. I was watching a video. I used to think it was a really great action scene, and it is technically speaking. But I watched there's like a video essay where I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched parts of it. And the guy's given really good arguments for why the last like epic fight in Endgame like really isn't that good. It's actually kind of like a failure of what it could have been. But that's a different discussion.
Yeah, fuck you and that guy. Okay.
Yeah, but the point is, continue with your thing, Austin. Obviously.
Well, I was also going to say is like there are also points in Endgame which I just did not like. Whereas with Snyder Cut, like if I watch again, I probably will. But with Snyder Cut, I didn't really have any complaints. Like. With Endgame, the complaints I had was Fat Thor, the Hulk, and I would even say it's a bit slow. Like, and I would even say the time travel stuff is overly complicated in a way. But that to me is like, but also at the same time, it's like with Snyder Cut, I could probably watch it more times because while it is a spectacle movie, it's not like a spectacle like Endgame where you watch it once, it's like, all right, all the shine is gone. But with Snyder Cut, like, there's no real surprises because it's stuff that you already know that's going to happen. But it's more the way they get there. And Snyder Cut, to me, definitely does it better. It's definitely not better than Infinity War. I will say that. It is not better than Infinity War.
I think it actually might be, but...
Yeah, like, got a lot of trash floating around here today, folks.
Well, see, to say it's better than Infinity War to me is kind of a stretch, but if someone was to say it was better than Endgame, I would actually agree with that.
I'll say they're almost. I'd say they're probably equal, but yeah. So what's your grade, bro? Did you give your grade? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I gave it a 9.
Oh, okay. So I originally gave it a 9 too. When I was doing my opening thing, I said I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, and I might detract a point because of the watch time. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think people who complain about the watch time, like as a serious critique of it, are just kind of being children. They're kind of being babies. I think people, first of all, you know how long the movie is when you start watching it. So, I mean, it's whatever. You just don't watch the movie. I also think I disagree with what Jerry said, which is that there's a bunch of filler. I don't think there's much filler at all.
No, there isn't.
I think all of it is important to the movie. I think maybe the grave robbing scene, maybe, or the where they rep, maybe but that's not even filler. That's relevant to the story. You might have been able to cut it out, but I mean, I think it's something you kind of do. You know, it's fine, not filler. So after, the reason I'm changing it on the spot is because I've been thinking about it as we were going through, and I think I was a little too fast to try to like not sound like a fanboy of Justice League and just give it a 10. But after analysis, I think I'm just going to give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's almost the perfect movie. I really can't find it. And I know people are going to say, oh, you're just riding the hype. I genuinely think it's probably a perfect movie. There might be a little flaw here or there, but hey, You know, it's like saying, "Hey, bro, the hours the hours in the day isn't technically 24 hours. It's like 23.55. Not well, we rounded up, bitch. So 10 out of 10. That's my rating.
All right. Yeah, before we end it and before I get to the comments, I want to ask, because Twitter is now going to flame restore the Snyderverse, and then it's like 1 million tweets strong, and I think it might be more from this point on.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to ask guys, do you think that they should? Well, let's start off with this. Do you think they are going to restore the Snyderverse, or do you guys just think that this is just going to be a one and done?
If this movie does well, I think they might make more just because, money reasons, but unfortunately I wouldn't bet my life on it.
I won't bet my life on it either, but there's a part of me that thinks they're gonna.
All right. Jerry, what about you?
What about me, huh?
Yeah, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna restore the Snyderverse?
I hope they do. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it's a chance, but I don't know. It depends on how, I don't really know how many years they are into the movies that they're doing now, and how everything's going on. So it might not be able to,
Work,
happen.
yeah.
But I hope it does.
Realistically, because the movie, from what I've seen, it's done well critically. And I think it even did well on HBO Max, because HBO Max over 1 million subscriptions for just the Snyder Cut. So realistically, I think they should, but they should only do it on HBO Max, because Zack Snyder's a director that he needs more than 2 hours to make a good movie. That's just from what I've seen, because even with Batman v Superman, the 2 hour runtime did not work. The 3 hour runtime did. So I mean, if you did that with movies that he's gonna do, then yeah, I would definitely say HBO Max. But realistically, I don't think they're even gonna they're not gonna restore it, because WB hates Zack Snyder, and a lot of that stems from because Zack Snyder said that BVS was gonna outgrow Civil War, because he was hyping it up or whatever, and then they released it side by side pretty much, and then and then it ended up falling on its face, and then they're like, yeah, we fucking hate you now. And it's not even the fact that Snyder Cut even did bad financially. It still made its money back, but it was a failure in the sense because they were expecting they thought it was gonna be $1 billion movie, which it should have been. But the problem was Civil War came out basically at the same time, which then resulted in pretty much it flopped in a sense. It didn't flop because it was still successful, but compared to what Civil War made, which was over $1 billion, it didn't live up. So then also what WB did to Zack Snyder. No, I personally don't think Zack Snyder is going to want to work with WB. I think it's going to be more down to AT&T, because AT&T were the ones that actually greenlit the Snyder Cut. So it would basically come down to AT&T, and I think also at a article I read, apparently WB said this was a one and done anyway. So it could be possible that it is a one and done, but then with all the fan traction as well, it could also be possible too that we might see more.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing is also, this is a development that's going to be relevant, is a lot of people are sick of the let's go to the movie theater and let's watch a movie type deal. A lot of people are getting sick of it. And well, I think more people are actually getting sick of the cable television system. And that's why you're gonna see the growth of streaming, that everyone's doing streaming services now. Disney Plus is the prime example, but even Netflix back in the day when Netflix was popping off, I remember when Netflix, before they were even a streaming service, they would send you discs in the mail and you'd have to mail them back. And that's just not the system. People don't use discs anymore, really. Discs are kind of getting over, people aren't as into it. They just want to be able to open up their phone, open up their laptop, open up their Xbox, and just click, hey, I want to watch this, I want to watch that. And it's great. It's a great system. So I think what you're going to see is as people move to streaming services, you're going to get more of these longer projects and these projects that you couldn't do that aren't workable in a cable television format or in a theatrical format. You're not going to get a lot of money making it off the theaters if you're streaming a 6-hour movie. But hey, if you move that to a streaming service, if it's a streaming service original, you're probably going to make a lot more money off that. So I think you're going to see people start moving, and you're already seeing it from cable television. And I haven't really used cable television in my room, at least at my house, for years. Partly because I didn't have access to it, but also because I just didn't care for it. The streaming services are superior. So you're going to see a mass amount of people going to HBO Max, going to even Netflix, going to Disney Plus, going to Paramount when that starts bringing up the iCarly stuff and all that. All these streaming services are going to make tons of money. You're going to get more projects. So I definitely think it's possible, and even more than 40% likely, I'll say, that we can get another Snyder DC movie. I think a reboot the Snyderverse is definitely possible. The thing that Jerry brought up, though, is really good, because a really good point, because if they already have movies in the works too far in that have already contradicted the Snyderverse, it's going to be really hard to make the Snyderverse synthesize with those contradictory movies. You might be able to do something with the Flash or an alternate timeline. The DC universe is already kind of not trash, but like weird like this in a way. Like you have the new Batman movie coming out, but that's not going to be even connected to the Joker movie. It's not even going to be connected to the mainstream DC universe. It's like, you got a lot of discombobulation. So, but I do think as you see the move to streaming services, I think given that context, I think it is pretty likely that we could see another Snyder movie, Snyder reboot the universe type thing out. I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket though, because it's probably more likely than not that it's not going to do that, but it's definitely pretty highly likely. So if it does happen, especially with the fan push, it'd be awesome. I want to see it. Definitely. It's way better than the other stuff.
All right.
That's my opinion.
I'm going to get to the comments, and then we will wrap it up. Let's see here. Care Bears wants it to be more real. Why I keep shaking my head, yes. Interesting. There was a day in my life, well, because he said we would play every quest on Ventrilo, and this was all day long.
Yeah, that gave me a stroke.
With people all over the world. My best friend at the time was on the other side of the world. Oh, that's interesting, Jax. That's pretty cool. Jonathan was by far the most real of them all, and the narrator hates him, so just talks over him and over him and over him and over him.
Yeah, see, I know.
Oh God, here we go. You can't be there for every part of life. That is true. Most of the best parts of movies and TV is ad-libbed.
It's true.
I feel like this is like just giving a guy with an Alzheimer's like a notebook and just like whatever comes to your mind, just write down.
What?
This is just the most random shit.
Well, it's because you got to understand the context is like he's responding to stuff that we're saying at the moment or in the moment.
Yeah.
But it's not like shit don't add up.
I think you're just mad that he doesn't like you.
No. Here, let's go up. Look at this. There was a day in my life, could be a few says, where we played EverQuest. What is that? What is that? That shit gave me a stroke.
Good.
Damn, Jerry, you ain't gotta be harsh.
You deserve a stroke.
Bro, it ain't a harsh, okay?
You deserve a stroke.
You know what? Keep your shit up.
Jack's like, talk to a pissed off actor and they will tell you how much of that guy on the screen is them. It's part of their life.
What?
You don't understand what he said?
Yeah.
I lived in Hawaii for a long time. I worked with one of the DC actors. Oh, interesting. I was invited to their family get-together. And oh my God, it happens all the time. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's awesome.
I love how like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood out this.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Well,
it's like we're talking to Sean over here. Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, don't say that. He might be watching.
Come on, man.
Yo, Sean's gotten a lot cooler though. I'm not gonna lie. I was at his graduation party, and this kid was so funny. Oh my god. Dude. If we
All right,
ever
let's
have a
not- let's not-
stream and he gets on
Yeah, we're
one
not
time,
gonna invite
it's gonna be
Tegan here
funny.
again. This
Why?
is too
Why?
weird. No.
You want to say I'm weird when you got your profile picture looking like that? Okay.
You can't make fun of my profile picture.
You're not making fun of your profile picture.
With that being said, though, we are gonna wrap it up. We went an hour and a half, which this was pretty fun. We got Explore the Multiverse. Hail Explorer.
You said hail
Yeah.
everyone. Where did you get Explorer from?
Hey, come on, he's a cool guy.
No, you said hail Explorer. He
You
said
say
hail
Hitler was a
everyone.
cool guy.
He said no. He said hail everyone.
It's not my quote there, but you know,
What do you mean? Yes, it is.
seek hail, I guess. You know, whatever.
No. That's your quote. Mine was.
You can't say
his.
that. You can't say that.
Commander of the Third Reich, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, so I want to thank everyone in the chat. Next, so basically, I don't know when we're doing the next episode. Maybe next week, maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure
Maybe
something
never.
out.
We'll thank everyone except for Jerry with his big mouth.
What?
So I mean, I definitely want the next episode to be us like just talking conspiracy theories because that's clearly
Yes, I would.
where.
No,
'Cause I
let's not
feel-
do that. Let's talk
You're
about
gonna get
politics.
dangerous. Okay?
No, politics is dangerous, dude. You're gonna get taken down.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
we
I
can definitely
probably
go
will.
down the rabbit hole, though. if you-
Yeah, I mean, conspiracy theories are fun though. You know, politics.
like-
they can make people
We
angry.
can talk about national
Conspiracy
parks
theories.
and Spear Jonathan. So
Oh my god. No, I'm gonna bring that one up.
All right, so that's settled. The next episode we're talking about is conspiracy theories.
Yes.
And then I think maybe then the following episode we'll talk about Godzilla versus Kong, and then
I gotta see it though.
well, I mean, I have the HBO Max, you know. just-
Hey, you gotta stream for me. You gotta stream for me. You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. So
I'm about
with
to say
that,
the N word, so you better.
No,
I'm
no,
kidding.
no,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm going to say it too in a minute.
okay. Oh no. Oh, okay. All right.
I got a couple other things up my sleeve.
Silence, fool.
All right. Jerry, tell everybody where they can find you at real quick.
You can find me on the internet
Somewhere.
somewhere lurking around. Probably on Pornhub somewhere, you know.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh gosh. All right.
Mandingo. You know, that's my name.
Wait, did you just call yourself Mandingo?
Yep.
Okay then. Angry Care Bears, where can they find you at?
You could find me on YouTube at Angry Care Bears or Instagram at TMK Sawyer if you know, are into that.
Into
All right.
You can find me at youtube.com/C/Jonathan Talks, or just look it up in the search bar and be a cool person. Jonathan Talks, I talk philosophy, theology. I have some debate videos up on there. Might be getting into like anime reviews or manga reviews or something like that in the future. I'm still thinking about that though. I'm trying to do I'm trying to work on a video right now about an argument for the existence of God, another one. So that'll be coming out maybe in the next few weeks. Twitter, same thing. Jonathan Talks. Just look me up. DM me a picture of a cute kitten or something. Make my day better.
I'll DM you something.
Oh,
Jerry is
God.
blocked. Just to let you guys know, Jerry has been blocked from my Twitter DMs.
What?
So, he's done. No, I'm kidding. I've never blocked him. I'm probably gonna though. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm also on Instagram. If you look up Jonathan Talks, something like that, I think it's Jonathan_Talks. I'm not sure though. I'm on there as well. Yeah, it's basically. I'm also on Discord. It'll be in the link of any of my YouTube videos. Discord. I'm on there as well. So just pop in. Debate me on something or talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Don't debate them. It'll never end.
It's not true. It ends usually. It ends.
Yeah, it usually ends with the person just like blocking you so they don't have to talk to you. I'm
That's
just kidding.
true.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, basically, I'm not really going to go into all my stuff, but catch me later on tonight on 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, where we will be discussing the first 3 episodes of Invincible, and you can just find me here. I'm like 20 subs away from 150. So go and check me out. And yeah, that about wraps it up. You know, you can also check these guys out here on my channel, basically now on Tuesdays. So it's been like this show has actually been pretty fun. I will say
it's a lot of fun. I enjoy these conversations with these knuckleheads because it's always unpredictable but funny.
And I can't wait where we just go down the rabbit hole next episode and talk conspiracy
Oh, we're gonna
theories.
go
That's gonna
so
be-
far down the rabbit hole. We're gonna end up in Wonderland. I got a lot of conspiracy theories up my sleeves.
And it's probably gonna get my YouTube channel taken down.
Perhaps, but
At
that's
the very
okay.
So with that being said, though, guys, this was great. Thank you all for watching. To the people.
Thanks
who
for
did.
having us.
No
You know,
problem.
There's 3 problems in this world.
Oh my God.
Nope. All right. Thanks for watching.
No,
This is
that's for next
Austinator
week.
signing out.
I'm sure it's not that noticeable.